PlayStation.
Welcome to the land of long live play where greatness is always waiting. Welcome to the PlayStation experience. It is I, as always, your boy Dat Ninja Dev, and I'm joined by someone who's probably not freezing cold and actually has power down in the south. My main man from Florida, Mr. Delvin Cox. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I have a very serious question to ask you, both of you. Is it normal for a person who's right-handed to drink with their left hand? Do I need to check on WebMD to see if something's wrong with me?
I mean,
Well, there is something clearly wrong with me, but
We know we've got all
I'm
kind of things wrong with
right-handed,
you.
but hello, this is my left hand.
I drink with my left and right hand. Also, I throw a football with my left hand. I also do
Okay.
mostly everything with my left hand besides right.
Okay.
It's
Am
not
I a
normal.
mutant?
No, you're not a mutant. It's not quote unquote normal, but I've known plenty of people that actually do that.
Did I get snapped? Did I disappear for several years and come back a mutant?
I mean,
No.
and also I guarantee you that's not how the MCU will introduce mutants either. So.
Damn it! So I have no special powers.
No, I mean,
Unfortunately, no.
your special power is apparently the ability to do 36 podcasts in a week, but
Right,
That's a
gonna
terrible
be
power.
your mutant. That's gonna be your mutant ability. Is the not needing to sleep, so you can just keep doing shows.
That's my mutant ability. Just end it now.
Jesus.
Just
I mean,
call-
that would have served you well had you played a lot of sports, because you would have been able to use your left probably a lot sooner, like in basketball, than most people who are right-handed.
I played basketball. That's about it. I sucked at baseball. I was decent at football, but I don't know. They kept wanting to put me in places where I had to hit people. They're
Yeah.
like, why can't it? And it's like when you play football, unless you enjoy hitting people, it's not kind of fun. Like they're like, hey, why don't you play defensive end? Like, no, I want to be a running back or something like that. I want to have action with the ball.
I wasn't the one to play sports. I was the one to get stuffed in lockers.
That's not fun.
Not at all. But in order to be a football player, you have to enjoy hitting people. Period. Whether it's on offense or defense, you wanna enjoy hitting people and getting hit. Otherwise, football is not going to be a good time. I enjoy
that's
both,
why.
so I played a lot.
That's
of football.
why. That's why I'm not the running back for the Miami Dolphins at this point in time in my life.
I mean, that's probably a good thing because the Miami Dolphins are not good.
Yeah, they have been good for 30-something years.
I mean, it's no better than Buffalo, but like.
Well,
Yeah.
Buffalo is actually really good this year, and Buffalo they've gone to
Surprisingly.
multiple Super Bowls. So no, Buffalo has been a contender. So
The last time
I
the
wouldn't put
Dolphins
them
have
in
been
Miami
good.
Dolphin territory.
Dolphins last time they were been good like 72.
I was gonna say the undefeated team. That's where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Probably.
72 and
Amazing.
probably 84. 84 when they went to the Super Bowl, if I'm correct, with Marino. Haven't touched it since.
Yeah.
I
But, you
really
couldn't
don't
be the
know
missing
crap
link.
about football, so.
Yeah.
Football, it was fun. I enjoyed it when I played. I kind of lost a lot of interest when I stopped playing, but it's good times. Also joining us is the secretary of the spoil over there, the Platinum Princess, Miss Haley Nicole Miller, who does not do sports. How are you this morning?
I mean, I do sports, but the sports I do, you don't class as sports, so.
Yeah,
What sport is this that we don't class as sport?
I'm talking bowling.
Come on. There you go. No.
Polo's a sport.
We had this whole discussion last week. How did you forget that?
Bowling's 100% a sport.
It's a pastime, but okay.
Okay, and again, I was not talking about you, Delvin. You agreed with me last week.
Yes.
It's Dev, I was saying, doesn't
Bowling-
agree that it's a sport.
No.
Any sport that was on the wide world of sports back in the day is a sport. And bowling was 100% on the ABC's wide world of sports. God, I'm
Yeah, no.
old.
Yes,
That's
you
a
are.
old
And no.
reference. Do they even do that anymore?
I don't know. I don't
They
have
do not.
cable.
They don't.
I
do
mean,
it, so
my
they've been
mom
there
has
years.
cable in her room and I pay for it, but like I don't have cable in my room, so I don't really know.
What kind of oppression is that? My mom has cable in her room. I pay for it, but I can't watch it.
I mean,
Right.
I don't want it. I pay for the internet and phone and stuff like that. That's the deal. She pays rent. I do that.
Yeah. Cable's okay.
Yeah.
I have it because it's literally costs more money for me to have internet by itself than internet and cable, which is
I
ridiculous.
mean,
but
my internet package is cheaper because I have cable in it and phone. So
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. I do not.
I
have
mean-
cable. I haven't had cable in like 4 or 5 years. Actually.
I mean, regardless, if I want to watch something, I either pop in the Blu-ray. Thank you again, Delvin. I'll talk about that in a second. But mostly it's just like Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple TV, whatever.
Apple TV is
So-
not good. Not gonna lie, it is
I've
not
never
good.
used it.
Again, the only service in Canada. Actually, this pisses me off. We're gonna get into this right now. This pisses me off. Guess what's coming to Disney Plus on Tuesday?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
On Tuesday in Canada and other countries around the world, the Disney Plus international version of Hulu launches. So it'll, instead of like having a separate service, it's just being rolled into Disney Plus in countries that aren't the US and being introduced as Star. Guess what? One of the shows coming to that program, that thing is
Not a clue.
What show?
Criminal Minds, which I just bought all of on Apple TV.
Sucks to be you.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Can you not return stuff if you haven't? Have you watched all of it on Apple TV? You said you just bought like recently, or was this when you did your whole?
I mean,
binge
this is
through?
when when I did my whole binge through. I had to buy it all.
Oh well.
I mean,
It's
also,
unfortunate.
I mean, regardless. Anywho, like 150 shows and 500 movies are being added to Disney Plus in international territories on
I
Tuesday.
have a question about that since
Yes.
you brought it up. And since we're on your topic, we might as well be talking about you right now. But
Yep,
So-
yep. How was your week, Haley?
yeah, so my question is this: so if you log into the Disney Plus app, the Hulu stuff is just going to be there?
No. So,
That sucks.
for the States, the Hulu stuff is still on Hulu, right? Because Hulu only exists in the US and Japan, I believe, is the other territory that Hulu is available in. I don't know what. There's two of them. It's the US and another territory, and that's it. So all of this content is being rolled into Disney Plus. To access it, you have to open the Disney Plus app, and if you want to watch it, you'll need to do password verification because it allows for content above, 14, right? Because like some of the stuff being included is Deadpool or Logan, stuff that's rated R. So they want password verification. After that, you've got free reign. It's just being added to the service at no extra cost in territories that aren't the States. The subscription price for Disney Plus will eventually raise for it, but that for current subscribers, that happens in August. So for
I'd
new
much rather-
subscribers, the new price takes effect on Tuesday. So
I'd much rather just go into the Disney Plus app and just see all the Hulu stuff there automatically.
Yep,
Be so
me
much
too.
simpler.
I mean, that's what's going to happen after you do password verification, but we
I'm
we
not
are
fine
going to
with
be
that.
getting Hulu Plus, like or Hulu originals here in Canada on Disney Plus now as well. So
Yeah, I want them to roll all the Hulu stuff in, so I don't have to worry about commercials and all of that jazz. Just roll it in there.
I get that stuff for free too, by the way, which is cool.
regardless,
Must be nice. Must be
you
nice.
asked how my week was.
Verizon.
I finally got to watch Love and Monsters, which came out in October, and
What did you think of it?
Very good. It was well worth the wait. It's easily one of my new favorite movies. It's very interesting to see Michael Rooker play a character that's not an asshole.
Yeah, that's a good point. Never thought about that.
I mean,
Yondu wasn't terrible.
he was still an asshole.
He was.
He was more of an asshole than Merle Dixon from The Walking Dead.
He wasn't even. He was
he
not.
Was,
no,
Yondu was not.
Don't ever. Don't
yeah,
ever.
not
that
even
dude,
close.
Bruh.
That first episode of The Walking Dead, that was the second episode. Certified that
God.
dude is an asshole.
He was. Oh man.
I mean, Merle
they
Dixon.
ranked that character back in Walking Dead because of that episode, if I'm correct.
Pardon?
Do you remember that, Haley?
He was terrible.
I mean,
the second episode.
They didn't write him off. That was part of his entire story. Was that like, hey, you're gonna meet this character. He's not gonna be around for a couple episodes, and by a couple episodes they mean 16. And then he comes back for the next 16 in season 3 and dies. But he kind of grew as a character towards the end, but he was still an asshole.
No.
Yeah, but even then, when he first was introduced,
yeah,
he's
screaming.
Racist.
He was screaming racial profanities and talking about like calling people the N-word and saying that the white man has no reason to listen to. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You think Yondu was worse than that?
Not even close.
Yondu was a father figure.
He stole a child.
Yeah, and this is Marvel. He went ahead and did his job, but he was saving Peter Quill's life. He didn't want to kill him.
Regardless,
he just wanted to bring him home.
He stole a child. It was nice to see Michael Rooker play a character in Love and Monsters that is not an asshole. He was with I don't remember the actress's name, but the Minnow, the little girl, she was hilarious too.
Minnow.
Yeah, have you not watched? I gave you the digital code. Have you not watched it yet?
I haven't watched anything yet.
Okay.
Nothing.
Minnow is so the premise is like, hey, an asteroid was gonna destroy the Earth. And then they sent a bunch of rockets up and blew the asteroid away. Yay, Earth is saved. Oh wait, all the chemicals in the rocket caused the wildlife on Earth to mutate and rapidly grow in size, and essentially, boom, apocalypse. And then the movie goes 7 years in the future, or whatnot. Actually, I mean, it kind of starts 7 years in the future and explains this whole premise. I'm not going to spoil the movie, by the way. I'm just like the premise for people who don't know what this movie is about. Essentially, like Dylan O'Brien's character is traveling on the surface, which is extremely dangerous, 85 miles to find his high school sweetheart, and has to. Jesus Christ, Dylan.
He's traveling. What is this?
I promise you, as dumb and extreme as that concept sounds, the movie is really good.
85 miles also is not that far.
I
mean, it's pretty far when you're walking. Like, he's not driving; he's walking.
I figured that much.
85 miles to go save his high school sweetheart, or go look for her.
I'm not spoiling this movie. Anyways,
is he in danger, or is he just horny?
I mean, I'm not spoiling this movie. If I say any of this stuff, I will spoil the movie. Anyways, regardless, he's got this problem where he freezes, and because he's on the surface, he has to like fight the monsters. And essentially he learns over the course of the movie like how not to freeze and like, you know. Anywho, it's really good. And what
he should have learned over the course of the movie, that shit ain't worth it.
Sounds like a Bear Grylls adventure.
I mean, anywho, he learns to fight, but also this is another entry in the Dylan O'Brien cinematic Jeep universe.
That's the thing.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Okay, hold on.
When do we ever?
So, for reference, Dylan O'Brien plays Stiles Stilinski in Teen Wolf. His character had a Jeep in that. In the Bumblebee movie with John Cena and Haley Steinfeld, he played Bumblebee, and at one point was a yellow Jeep in that movie. And then in this
He's
movie,
Bumblebee?
yes, he's Bumblebee
Did not know that.
yeah, and then in this movie, he drives a red Jeep in a flashback. So another entry in the Dylan O'Brien Jeep cinematic universe.
Now you know the facts, Dev.
So did you play any games this week?
I did. I was gonna get to that. I finished off the Alan Wake DLC for Control. Again, very excited for what that all leads to. And then I went back to Valhalla to try out the new River Raids mode that was added, which is just like repeatable raids that give you new armors and stuff. So that was all right. Oh, and then because I've just decided I'm not going to play it, but I'll play Resident Evil 8. I watched a whole playthrough yesterday of Resident Evil 7.
Oh, cool.
And the DLC for it. So not technically playing, but I did like watch the whole game, right?
So you're ready.
How long was the playthrough?
Yeah. It was split into 2 videos. The first one being 4 hours and 45 minutes, and the second video was 2 hours and 52 minutes. But some of that was him taking a break to go to the bathroom. Like, because this was before he started editing out his so these videos are a couple years old, because like he played the game when it launched. I was watching Ray's YouTube video of his recording. Ray Narvaez Jr. Twitch. Like twitch.tv/Ray Narvaez Jr. is who I'm talking about. His videos, like at this point in time when he recorded it, he wasn't editing out his bathroom breaks and all that. So it took him about 7 hours to actually finish the game. And then the DLC, because I only watched the story DLC, there was like the extra bonus modes or whatnot available to watch. The Not a Hero and End of Zoe DLC video was 3 hours, so all total was about 10-11 hours.
Did he play the other one? Because there's another DLC in there too. It's one that's it's pretty cool. It's like
it's called Banned Footage. Yes, I know he did play that, but I wasn't interested in it because there's nothing story related with it.
It isn't one of them. I think it's one with like a card game you have to play or something like that.
Yeah, and that game is ridiculous. So I just wasn't interested in watching someone play blackjack in Resident Evil 7.
It's really cool. The story mode of it, the story part of it aspect of it is really cool.
Regardless, interesting story. The last DLC, End of Zoe, is ridiculous. You play as one of the character's brothers, and you don't have weapons. You just punch things.
Yeah.
That literally the last DLC is you just punching things.
Because you're super strong.
I mean, these are enemies that through the entire game took like shotguns and grenade launchers to die, and you're just punching the crap out of them.
Well, if you're a superhero, who needs guns?
I mean, he's human. He's not infected or anything. He's just straight up human. He's punching these things.
He must have super strength. Yeah, that ain't no normal punch.
I mean, no. At the end of the DLC, this is the one thing I will say. He gets a robotic Iron Man-like glove, and then he has superpowers. But through the rest of the DLC, he's just a normal human man.
Okay.
Resident Evil. Yeah. Chris Redfield was punching boulders.
It doesn't have to make sense. Yeah. It's Resident Evil.
Anywho, that was my week.
Awesome. What about you, Devin? What you been up to?
Recording. Well, let's start with that first.
So you're a superpower. Got it.
I was on a podcast that's pretty decently well known. I mentioned this show is called Who Would Win. I was a guest judge on that, and that was pretty cool and fun. The battle was Samus versus Vision. So a lot of fun judging that. Super positive response to that episode. Cool. Like really, really positive. Like people were ecstatic and were very positive. They enjoyed the episode. That was awesome. Then later in the week, I did an interesting podcast with a musician who basically has a TikTok hit. He played his song on TikTok and it got over 1 million views. And so that was a pretty cool interview. Then after that, I had to hop on my friend's 24-hour stream. He wanted to talk to me on this stream. Then after that, I had to record another podcast. And all of this happening when I'm doing everything else I had to do in life and stuff. So when I actually got time to sit down and relax, I played a little bit of Persona Strikers.
And I gotta say, that one.
I like it. It's really good. Right. If you like, see the thing about it is, I remember playing the Dynasty Warrior games back in the day when they first came out, when they first became a thing. So saying, "Oh, it's like Dynasty Warriors," it's kind of not giving the game justice. Because
I mean,
those
especially
games
if you're comparing it to Dynasty Warriors 9, which is not good.
Yeah. Because those games have evolved so much as opposed to what they were when they first came out in terms of like, hey, just spam the square button several times to get through levels. Now, it's a lot of detailed intricacies into it. It's still simplistic in terms of gameplay, but you can do almost pretty much everything you do in the Persona 5 RPG, and it looks stylish, it looks beautiful, it looks like you're playing a cartoon, which is super cool. I like the game a lot. I think if you like Persona, I think this is a good game for Donnie. I don't know how he feels about it yet, but for the people who like how Persona looks and wants to play the story of Persona, but don't want to necessarily do the RPG side of it, in terms of like the RPG style battles, I feel like this is the perfect blend for you. You kind of get that feel if you're playing an action game, and you still get to go around town and do everything that you do in a Persona game. So I like it a lot. Highly recommend it for people who want to try it. Also, I did watch one thing this week. I sat and I watched Boruto. Have you ever heard of Boruto?
Yep. I have.
Boruto, Haley, is it's the sequel series to Naruto Shippuden. It's all about Naruto's son. I watched the first 13 episodes of it. I like it a lot, actually.
Nice.
It's really one thing I will say about it that's actually kind of funny to me is, and this may be an anime trope, but this is definitely a thing. Every anime character, when they have a child, their child looks exactly like them. It's like they don't even try to like make them look like the father and the mother, like a mix of. No. It's like Naruto's son looks exactly like Naruto. Rock Lee's son looks exactly like Rock Lee. I'm like, come on, can y'all make it look a little different? Don't make it this obvious. No, it just looks like the character.
It's anime. They don't have to follow normal human genome rules.
Yes, and they don't at all. Like the child either looks like the mother to the T or the father exactly to the T. There's no middle ground. But it's a really cool show. I like it so far. And as you can see, I'm wearing my Naruto shirt today.
I have never watched Naruto.
The only thing I know about Naruto is that like there's an episode where it does what is it? Sexy
clone jutsu.
Yeah, there you go. And becomes like a naked girl, and I don't understand how that works at all, but all right.
That is a thing throughout the series. Well, I can explain this now. Like Naruto, when he first started off, wasn't very good at jujitsu at all. But one of the jujitsus he knew was sexy clone jutsu, where he basically turns himself to a hot girl, and it throws off the male characters in the show. That's all it's used for. He uses that as a gag to throw off his male teachers and stuff like that.
What?
He doesn't do it now,
obviously. Wow. And I will continue not watching Naruto.
Naruto is very good. I would say if you can skip the original series,
press X to doubt. Press X to doubt.
I believe that it is good for people who are looking for that thing. I'm about as interested in Naruto as I am Persona. It's a hard pass for me. That'll be a no, dog. I need my animes like Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo. We got something like that.
I just bought Cowboy Bebop, by the way. I never watched it, so I bought the Blu-ray collection.
Nice.
Very good.
It was like $20.
Yeah, I need something that's got a beginning, middle, and end. 26 episodes, fantastic. I don't need these never-ending animes. I can't do it.
I mean, again, I've made this recommendation several times. It's only 10 episodes, has the definitive end. Hellsing Ultimate, very good. It's vampires fighting Nazis.
There's your problem right there. Vampires. No, thank you.
Okay, but
that's the problem. The Nazis wasn't the problem.
No, because the Nazis are getting killed. Anything where Nazis are dying, that's fine. That's all. That's all well and good. But I don't care for vampires. They can kick rocks. I'm not saying they're bad. Just I'm not.
No. I mean, again, people are allowed to like different things. I'm just saying. I've made the recommendation. You're looking for animes that are like, have a definitive end. Don't go 360 episodes, right? Like,
I'm not looking for any animes at this point.
I
don't have any time to watch anything.
I know, but my point being is it's only 10 episodes, so like it's short.
I'll watch that.
Good.
I will say 10 episodes, they're each like 50 minutes long though. So
you killed it.
I didn't kill it because that's still less time than you're gonna spend on a 26 episode anime.
Nah,
this is true.
Too much.
That's about 3 hours shorter than you'd spend on the 26 episode anime.
Nah, but the 26 episode anime is Naruto.
I mean, Naruto's like 600 episodes. What are you talking about?
Well, you don't have to watch all the episodes of Naruto. People fall into that trap all the time. You don't have to watch all the episodes because they are. Anime does this thing. I guess regular cartoons do it too.
Most shows do this thing where they have a bunch of filler episodes that don't relate to the overall arcing plot.
But not like anime. Anime will have 80 filler episodes and then 5.
Then they remake it for Toonami and they add even more episodes because now you're watching an episode where Vegeta's grunting or Goku's grunting for an entire episode.
Yes,
absolutely.
That is 100% a thing. 80 fillers and 5 actual episodes that matter. You'll like watch the whole episode of
over 9,000.
Watch the episode of Trunks going shopping and stuff.
Oh my god.
Nope.
How was your week, Dan?
It's been a week. That's yeah. I did with the Gamercast with Sean Capri. That should already be out. It'll be out tomorrow as of this recording, but it'll be last Monday as of its release.
Nice Canadian man.
Yes, he is. He is a fantastic Canadian and gentleman. It was a great discussion, great time. Just love talking and hanging out with Sean. It's always fun.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you ask Sean, could he get Haley a job?
I don't remember. I might have.
That should have been the first question. Because Sean apparently lives in the nice part of Canada where everything is cheap and affordable. And Haley lives in like the hood of Canada where everything's overpriced.
There's a liquor store and a gun store on every corner.
Still no luck on the job front, I might add.
Oh my God.
But I don't remember if it did come up or not. I don't think it did. You know how it is with Sean. It just flows. It just flows. So yeah. That was a really good time. As far as gaming is concerned, I played God of War. Still loving that game. I was actually up till like 4 a.m. on Friday playing that game. Stayed up way too late. But really, really digging it. And some Destiny. Got back into the Destiny groove with a couple of the homies. So we're doing that every Thursday.
I noticed you were streaming that the other day.
Yep, sure did. Streamed it. I'll be streaming every Thursday from now on. This week we'll be playing Outriders because the demo drops that day. So we're gonna hop into that. Since the beta demo of that actually carries over into the full game.
Yeah, I was about to say that's why I'm gonna play it too, because Outriders looks great. So
yeah, so we're really excited because it's a 3-player co-op. It's not a live service game. And so me and the crew will play that. We'll play Division. We'll play Destiny. Those will be our Thursday games. And yeah, I'll be streaming that now on. Probably it'll be a late stream for you people because I don't start playing until 9:30. So it'll be a late stream for anybody who's still awake.
I mean, I'll be up because I don't sleep. So
yes,
I won't be up.
Yeah,
I know you won't be awake,
like
sir.
4 hours at that point.
Yes, pretty much.
Other than that, had a funeral yesterday for our church grandmother who passed away from COVID. last Friday, so her homegoing service was yesterday. It was really good, but also really hard and really triggering for just me and my wife because we both lost our moms, and she lost her grandmother. So
Yeah.
it's just been a continuing of all of that. But the service was excellent. Other than that, it's just been dealing with work, dealing with the kids. Um, I have not watched any shows like you find people. I watched
Uh,
WandaVision yesterday, and it pisses me off because it's just like a short episode. Nothing's really happening. As soon as something does, the episode's over. I'm
did
so
you watch
irritated.
the mid credit scene?
The what now? There's like 7 minutes of credits, so I'm like, dude, I'm not watching 7 minutes of credits. I
They
have
did
to.
that
There
for a
was
reason.
there was a mid credit scene.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
go find it on the internet because I'm so sick and tired. Every time I pull up an episode, I'm like, 37 minutes, great. No, it's 7 minutes of credits every time. I'm just like, oh my god. I just want the episodes to be longer. I'm sick and tired of this the nothing happening, and then finally something does happen, and it's the end of the episode. Like I just ugh.
All I will say is this: that song's a bop, man. I don't want to give no spoilers away, but that song is a bop. That's all I'll say about that.
I don't even know. The only reason I even watched the episode was because I was tired of seeing stuff on the internet about it. Like you can't even mute the stuff on Twitter because it's not even the Twitter stuff that's spoiling me. It's like everything has an article. I'm just like,
Yeah,
I can't
Yes.
yeah.
escape it. I can't mute
It'll tell you
articles.
everything.
Okay. Look, I greatly respect Paul Tassi as like a writer, but dude, the episode came out 3 hours ago. You don't need to write an article about it. Like stop. You don't need to write an article that spoils the entire episode. Now, of course,
Kinda
anyone
his
who
job.
clicks on it and spoil, I get it's his job. Let me finish. Now, anyone who clicks on the article, that's their own fault for spoilers. But why? The episode came out 3 hours ago. Why are you writing spoilers for the episode 3 hours after it's out?
Because
I
there's a
get why
lot
they
of
do
people
it
that
because
watch it as soon as it drops, and it's a discussion
and
point. So
they're gonna
that's
click
why.
on it.
Yeah.
My whole thing is with the problem with that is when people write articles like that and they put the spoilers in their header, so when you look on Twitter,
Mhm.
it automatically comes up showing the spoiler.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I mean, Paul's good for that. Like he doesn't spoil his stuff in the articles. But then you'll have people quote tweet the article, and that's what gets like circulated, and that has spoilers in it. It's like, all right, come on. Like, yes, I've watched the episode, but for people who haven't, like, come on, dude. It came out at 3 a.m. on the East Coast. Like, most people are asleep.
A lot of people are waiting and watching it like as soon as it drops. Like it's that kind of thing. So, and a lot of people watch it as soon as it drops because they don't want the spoilers and they want to be able to talk about it with their friends or whatnot. So, yeah, I get it. I'd like to avoid all of that. It's just very difficult. So then I end up having to watch the episode and then just being disappointed because it's so short and it just
Hey,
nothing
you've
happens
only
until
got
the
2
end.
episodes left.
They better be longer.
I will say
Can we
this:
get some hour longs, please.
if there's one
Hey,
thing
hey,
PSVG will not tolerate,
at least
it's
know
spoilers.
this.
Right.
Lies. At least know this: the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is gonna be like closer to hour-long episodes. Like that's
Damn right.
only 6 episodes long, anyways. So
That's
It's
the show
also
I
not
care
going to
about.
be a fake sitcom, so I don't have to worry about so much meandering. I'm
oh,
hoping.
also the mid-credit scene, very important for that aspect.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean I'll watch it
All
later.
I
Probably once we're done with this.
all I want is to see Falcon just flinging that shield, hitting fools in the face, and Winter Soldier just brutally killing people. I'm happy. That's all I need. I need
Yeah.
some Marvel action.
I mean, hey,
WandaVision's good,
we've
but
got
it's
Agent
not that
13
Marvel action.
back.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
She's like kneeing people in the face and hitting them with a metal rod. It's great.
Yeah. I need that Marvel action. WandaVision didn't provide that, which
Actually,
I'm fine with.
I want to know. I want to know
WandaVision
where.
has Kat Dennings, so we're good.
I want to know where in the timeline Falcon and the Winter Soldier takes place, because Marvel and timelines don't exactly line up. So
I mean, after
I'm a-
Endgame.
I mean, sure, after Endgame, but where? Because they've stated WandaVision takes place 8 months before Spider-Man Far From Home. So I want to know if Falcon and the Winter Soldier takes place before Spider-Man Far From Home or after.
We'll find out as soon as it drops.
And,
I would assume after.
Also for reference, really wild. Just it's wild that like we're going from fake sitcom to this, and then we're gonna go to Loki. So
I'm totally okay with that. I
Yeah.
expect nonsense with Loki, so very happy with Loki. I'm really looking forward to that one. So
also we get What
Yay,
If this year.
Marvel.
Very excited for that. So we'll get probably Chadwick's final recorded stuff, I
And What
believe,
If?
because he recorded stuff for What If before he passed. So
He did a whole episode of him being Star-Lord. So that's gonna
yeah.
be that's just gonna have me crying like a big baby.
Yeah,
That's gonna be hard to listen to. I'm not gonna lie.
that makes me sad. Way to bring us down, Delvin and Haley. Thanks a lot.
This
Hey,
time.
Damn it.
Hey, comic book people, what do you want from us?
All right, let's move along. We got some questions this week, so let's just jump right into them.
I'm glad you put Lucas's first because I have a comment to make before we even like discuss the question. Just read it.
Okay. At MTTG Brazil team, he says, all right. If you get one major actor or actress that's never done anything with video games prior to starring any PlayStation IP, who would it be and what would they do in the game? Mine would be Matthew McConaughey in a sequel to Until Dawn, and he'd be a dim-witted detective.
So his character in True Detective?
Yes.
Sure. I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Okay, so Matthew McConaughey's character in True Detective is dim-witted and dumb, and just says the weirdest shit to the point that there's literally Woody Harrelson saying the line, "Could you stop saying weird shit for 5 seconds?"
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in theory not supposed to be dim-witted and dumb, but the way he talks and says things almost makes no sense. It's like they were trying to write him as a deep person,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out. It was like, so let's just say something like, man, the stars in the sky. If you look at those stars, they're really bright.
And Woody
Like,
Harrelson.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Woody Harrelson's like entire conversations with that dude just usually end with him telling Matthew McConaughey to shut the hell up.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
It's so good. It's so
First season of True Detective was great.
Oh,
I
love it. It's really good. I love it for reasons other than Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson though. Alexandra Daddario.
Oh yeah, she's hot. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so you
So
gotta
you said
pick
you had a
one.
comment?
Oh no, my comment was.
Oh, that was
My
your comment
comment
for
was
Matthew McConaughey?
yeah.
Okay.
So you have to pick one actor to play a PlayStation character.
I mean, any PlayStation IP, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think about this.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have an answer.
Go
Melissa
for it, shoot,
Benoist
'cause I don't-
as an archer, just in Horizon. They
Okay.
want a PlayStation
So, like,
IP, so
Just a
So-
random archer, or just like
no, like as an archer that you meet and like interact with over the course of a game, right? Like
one of the hunters or whatnot from the Hunters
Sure.
Guild or whatever.
I
it's
mean,
called?
I don't really have anything more than just that. He asked specifically for a PlayStation IP, so
Okay. Um, y'all know I don't watch enough TV or know actor or actress's name, so this one is really difficult for me, and I don't know, man. It's tough. Selma Hayek in anything. There we go. Just put her in anything. I don't care what she does. Let's just put Selma Hayek in some PlayStation stuff, and I'll be a happy camper. She can be a random archer in Horizon. Put her in Ratchet and Clank. I don't care. Just put her in anything, and we're good.
I got one. Idris Elba, God of War. Make him a villain.
So
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that actually that charts because Thor, Norse mythology, Ragnarok, Idris Elba. You've already seen him in that stuff, so yeah, it'll work. That's good. It's a good one.
Think that'd be
I
cool.
got nothing.
I have bad news though. You're
What?
supposed to pick a person who's unrelated to video games. Idris Elba has done voices for video games. Pick another.
Oh, he has?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'll bring it
Oh.
up. It's on his IMDb page.
Okay, now I gotta think of
no
somebody
idea.
else. That's a good call, Haley. Okay,
Oh
let me
my
think of
God,
somebody else.
he's never done anything with video games. That's even more difficult. Jesus Christ.
You know what then? I don't think
I'm
this
pretty
person-
sure it's like random voices for like the Fast and Furious game, but yeah.
Oh, that's a good call. Then give me Tom Cruise. And I will put Tom Cruise in.
He's also in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege as a
that's
random
why.
voice in one of the video shorts you can unlock.
Well, there you go. I'm not playing that. Give me Tom Cruise in Spider-Man. Bam, there you go.
Okay, Tom
Doing
Cruise, you're
what?
in the clear.
Bad guy. Make him the lizard. There you go. Perfect.
Tom
They already
Cruise
have the
is-
lizard casted though.
Well, they recasted the Peter Parker, so they can recast the lizard.
They can recast
No, I
Elizabeth
meant-
Tom Cruise. That's a draw.
I meant sure, but I was just I was just pointing out like voice wise, they didn't recast Spider-Man. They only recast his
Yeah.
facial likeness. So
All
Well,
we need
in
is
the
Tom Cruise's face. We don't
Delvin
need him to talk.
cinematic universe, he's been recasted as Tom Cruise.
Delvin cinematic universe, amazing.
Actually, that might actually work for the actual movies itself. Tom Cruise playing the lizard, Peter Parker's teacher.
Honestly, I like the guy they had play the lizard in the Amazing Spider-Man. So he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was cool. I
Yeah.
just think that this new Tom Holland universe goes for these incredibly good looking people, no matter their age. Like,
I mean, sure, but also they're bringing in villains from like all the like past universes. So what's to stop them from bringing that lizard guy back?
It's true.
I think I read a rumor that. Well, I don't know if it's a rumor. I think they said Jamie Foxx is gonna be in the new one.
They did. They also said Alfred Molina is going to be in the new one
Yep.
as Doc Ock.
That's crazy. But yeah,
It's the
Tom Cruise is the lizard.
the multiverse of madness. I'm sure will tie into all of that stuff.
I mean, but
So- somewhere.
Spider-Man takes place before the multiverse of madness.
Is it?
It's coming out before the multiverse
Is
of
it?
madness for sure.
Just because it comes out doesn't mean it doesn't tie in.
Now I'm trying to
You know,
figure out.
I feel like WandaVision is basically creating all of that crap.
I mean, sure, but my point being is that like originally, I doubt it's actually going to happen. But Spider-Man, like the third Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, was originally slated for release on Christmas this year.
Give us Madam Web, and I'm good.
Yeah.
That explains all that. Just give us Madam Web. Here you go. Here's your Spider-Verse. This is why this is happening. She can explain everything. Make Selma Hayek Madam Web.
There we go.
Bam.
Done. Done and done. All right. Next question. Rude Days 93 asks, why does Sony not try to make the PlayStation ecosystem more consumer friendly like Xbox does there? And I'm not just talking about making PS Now closer to Game Pass or even MS backwards compatibility program. Even though if Bloodborne was on Xbox, we'd have a 60 frames per second game by now. But it also has better cloud saves, arguably better UI, and at least some kind of storage solution. Coming up on 4 months now without one. Is it just a matter of being the market leader, and will this eventually catch up to Sony if Xbox is able to improve their exclusive games where they may not surpass Sony, but at least rival them?
Rude Days.
I mean, you can go first, Dev, because I know you have a scalding take here.
No, Rude Days. This is a long question, brother. If Dev wouldn't have read it, I wouldn't have read it. Well, this is a fantastic question. I think I'll let Dev go first. I know Dev's gonna crap all over it. And
So here's my thing. What exactly is a consumer friendly ecosystem? Like, so yeah, you get Game Pass, you've got it able to play on your Xbox, your Series S, and your mobile or whatnot. Like, okay, that's cool. but that's not what Sony does. It's not about creating this ecosystem with everything like Microsoft does. Microsoft's whole thing is about trying to get you to buy subscriptions, whether it's on Windows, whether it's Office, whether it's Game Pass. Like, that's just their play. That's not what Sony does. I mean, it's just not how they get down. So I don't really know exactly how or why they would try to create this consumer friendly ecosystem when there really isn't a Sony specific ecosystem. You've got the Vita, you've got the PlayStation, and you've still got you got PS5, PS4, and Vita. Like, that's basically the Sony ecosystem. Um, Vita, for the most part, they're just not really supporting. Games come out for it every now and again, and you've got backwards compatibility on PS5, so your PS5 plays your PS4 games. So there's not a whole lot more there to even create quote unquote consumer friendly. The consumer friendly ecosystem for the PlayStation is the fact that you have backwards compatibility. And 99% of PS4 games will play on your PS5, so you don't lose that ability there to play your games. So I don't really know how much more you would do with that. You have remote play that works from your PlayStation 4 to your PlayStation 5 if you want. So you can play your PlayStation stuff remote play to your PS4. You can play remote play on your phone, any phone at this point. It's on iOS and Android devices, and also with your Vita. So I don't know how much more consumer friendly you would want to be like Xbox if we're not talking about, PS Now and Game Pass. Um,
Also, arguably better UI. What are you talking about? UI is
I,
subjective to each person. Like,
I'll get there. I'll get there. So, and they talk about, if it's not Game Pass, if it's not PS Now, or even the Microsoft backwards compatibility program, where he says if Bloodborne was on Xbox, it'd be 60 frames. Yeah, it probably would be 60 frames because the way that Xbox's operating system runs, it runs much more like a computer. We're both on x86 architecture, but the way Microsoft runs is it's basically a version of Windows. And with a PC, when you put better parts in it, your games run better. I don't think PlayStation's operating system runs in that particular way. So that's why we get patches for games and they end up getting a 60 frame version, or it's a patch that unlocks the frame rate so now it can run at 60 frames or whatnot on the PlayStation. So if we're not talking about those specific features, I don't really know what more of a consumer friendly ecosystem we'd really be talking about. He says better cloud saves. I've never had any problems with the cloud saves. I don't really know a whole lot of people who have had problems with the cloud saves. For as far as I know, they work every now and again. It may take a while to download them. I would say that yes, Sony could use a better backend for their network because a lot of times it is just dog slow. Um, but as far as the cloud saves, I don't know how they're any better on Xbox. I've never had a single problem with cloud saves on anything. My PS3, my Vita when I had it, my PS4 or my PS5s. So yeah, I had any issues there. Arguably better UI, as Haley stated, UI is totally preference. I can't stand the Xbox UI. It's always felt way too busy and way too cluttered for me. I've loved the simplicity of all of Sony's like UIs. Like, they're just easy to get to, simple. It's not a whole bunch of crap on my screen. It's not trying to force me into the store or into a subscription for Game Pass or anything like that. Like, I don't like that. I just like the simplicity. Like, for me, the PS3's interface was like perfect. It's just a row and they go down and we're good. I can create folders, minimize like that's all I need. It's, to me, that is a good UI. It's perfect for what I want to do. So again, arguably better. Like Haley said, it's all like a matter of personal preference.
yeah,
Some kind of storage solution. Yeah, that does suck that PlayStation has not done anything with the internal, that slot that's just kind of sitting there waiting. But I feel like what they've done with the ability to take your PS4 games, put them on an external, and literally just plug it in. Like, I didn't have to do anything for my PS4 games. I had the ones that I wanted to take with me to PS5. I put them all on an external and then just plugged that external into the PS5. They work fine. I was able to download the cloud saves that I wanted. Good to go. No problems there. I do believe they need to turn that other drive on, but I've also realized that I don't have an internal storage solution, and I have Call of Duty installed. I've got, 12 games installed on my PS5? All
yeah.
PS5 games. I don't really have any issue. I can't play 12 games at once, so I think I'm good on the storage. I would like for them to turn on the internal, but I don't even know how soon I'd buy one based on the fact that I have not filled that drive up and I've still got space for games. And yeah, so yeah, I can definitely see how that's a problem. As far as them being the market leader, and if all of this stuff eventually catches up to Sony, if Xbox has better exclusives, I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily an issue. I just don't think that that's Sony's game plan. Sony's game plan is about releasing exclusive games to their console that makes you want to buy the system. That's their play. And all the other stuff comes in time. So as far as like the backwards compatibility and stuff, they may not do anything with PlayStation Now, but the fact that you've already got, like, as soon as you buy the system, if you have Plus, you've got a plethora of PS4 games that were really good just given to you, as well as continuing to get free games with Plus every month. A couple of PS4 games and a PS5 game that lasts for 2 months. I feel like you're totally fine with that. So I don't really know that that PlayStation needs to do anything more to quote unquote have a more consumer friendly ecosystem than what they've already got. I know that people love Game Pass, and Game Pass is great if that's the kind of gamer you are that wants to consume a ton of games. But I feel like that's not the average PlayStation gamer. I feel like it's more about I'm getting a PlayStation because I want to see Uncharted. I want to see and play Spider-Man. I want to see and play these big AAA action adventure games that Sony is known for releasing, and also have a system that actually runs the third-party games really well. I think that's the play with Sony. So it's like I just don't necessarily see why they need to do anything to play in Xbox's space. I think Sony is totally fine with where they're at, and Game Pass, I'm going to call it, is just playing a different game. So long-winded question to your extremely long biased Xbox answer. You guys have anything you want to add to that or a different take?
Besides the UI, I like you, the reason I asked you to go first is because you could eloquate it a lot better. But essentially, my points are the same. Like, there's really not much. Like, I don't understand why you're asking consumer friendly. Like really, like it's essentially just like a matter of preference. Like, sure, like I have Game Pass, I paid for it, but I don't have any way to play those games. I literally just let the subscription go so that when I get my Xbox eventually, I still have the little, hey, you've been a gold member of Xbox Live for like however many years in the circle beside your profile there as like a profile badge. And that's literally the only reason I still pay for it, because I have no way to play them. Like, yes, I have a computer, but given that my cat loves to sit on my computer, I don't trust it to play any games anymore. So I can't really play those games. That's why I haven't played Tell Me Why yet, even though like I would love to. But like there's a like Xbox has games, sure, and whether or not those games rival, like those games get played. Like my issues with the medium aside, and I know it's not a Xbox like first party studio. Regardless, it's an Xbox exclusive at this time. That game sold.
Yeah.
Whether it's sold through Game Pass or people just bought the game to play. It got played, it got talked about, like that's how the market works. Whether or not they rival, it doesn't matter, because as Xbox themselves have stated, they don't really see Sony as their competition anymore.
Yeah.
They've flat
Also
out
true.
said they don't really consider them competition anymore. Like, yeah, they're in the same space, but Xbox is more worried about the streaming and stuff like that. Like, that's their market competition. Again, the UI, it's all subjective. Like the Xbox ecosystem, like when I had my Xbox One S, the UI was fine, but usually they updated it like every 3 months and it just got more and more cluttered. So I don't understand what they were doing there. People kept making jokes that they should bring the blades back, which, God, that was awful UI. It was cool, but it was awful. Like, it took forever to load. And again, with the storage thing, like, all right, I only have a couple PS5 games installed, but I only own a couple, right? Like, I don't have a lot of games to install on my internal space. I just deleted Cyberpunk because who knows when they're updating that? They promised an update for February. Well, we've heard nothing from the Cyberpunk Twitter account, and we've got, by the time this episode comes out, 4 days of the month left. Don't think we're getting a patch in February, so whatever. I guess I'll check it out when the PS5 version comes out, if it comes out later this year.
Yeah.
Like, just like, I don't know. Sure, they could turn it on, but again, that storage that's in the internal, that's still going to be expensive. Like,
Yeah.
So
I
I
think
don't
a lot
really
of the
know.
storage issues are because people are so used to having Game Pass and just installing a bunch of games. I think that's where they're at with that. But again, if you're on PlayStation, like you don't have that same mentality of let me download and install these games. I don't think.
I mean, there's a
So
bunch of PlayStation Plus games I've added to my library because why not? They're free. But I've never installed them. So
yeah. And if you do, I mean, most of those are PS4 games, so they can go on an external. They don't need to go on
exactly.
the
And
internal. So
my
there's
external
your
is
storage solution right there.
4 terabytes. Like I have,
Yeah.
well, once you account for operating space, it's like 3.6. But still, I have all that space, and I barely use 1.8 of it. So like I have plenty of space for PS4 games. Um, they just announced that Avengers Next Gen update is coming on March 18th with the new Hawkeye thing. I haven't played Kate Bishop because I knew the PS5 stuff was coming, so I'll check that out. Like, yeah, I joked that Avengers is probably dead, and my statement about that, sure, it's not really an online game, but I'm more or less talking about the Anthem solution that was in the news a couple weeks ago, that like the fate of Anthem would be decided. It's more or less whether or not Square Enix wants to continue developing funds like for that. Regardless of that, my main concern with Avengers at this point, I know this isn't related to the question, but like I'll get back to it. My main concern with Avengers is they didn't tease anything new after the Hawkeye thing, and they should have done that. I'm sure they will at some point. I'm more interested in whether or not updates are going to come faster now that they fixed most of the issues with the game. Um, but like stuff like that, like yeah, okay, I'll have the PS5 version of Avengers to play now, which will have to be installed on the PS5. I still have like 400 gigs of storage on my PS5. Like the Ubisoft games I have installed on my machine right now. Like for all of Hitman, I might add, it's like 40 gigs on my PlayStation. And that's
Yep.
Hitman 1, 2, and 3 levels. That's Assassin's Creed Valhalla is like
Yep.
37. Immortals is like 37. When the Watch Dogs DLC comes back out and I inevitably reinstall that, like that's 37. Like these aren't huge games because I'm not playing Cold War, which is like 100 and
Cold War
whatnot.
stupid. Jesus Christ.
But like I'm not playing these large games. I think at most, when Horizon comes out this year, because it's still slated, it hasn't been pushed or anything like that we know about. So like when Horizon comes out, maybe that'll be larger than everything. But even still, like when I
Figure it'll be like
inevitably,
30, 40 gigs.
yeah, when I inevitably install Ratchet in June, that's not going to be that huge either. Like,
Yeah. My
so
largest games are Destiny, and it's like over 100, and then Cold War, which is like 100 and something. So
like I really don't know. Like, yeah, I'd love to have that option to have more PS5 games and stuff, but I don't own that many. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up Mass Effect. That's a PS4 game, so I don't have to worry about space for that. I'm gonna pick up Resident Evil Village. That's probably gonna be 40 gigs, maybe.
yeah.
Like the storage problem isn't there. Like, I really don't know. Sorry, Delvin, we haven't really let you speak.
As somebody who actually owns an Xbox, a couple of Xboxes, what is your take on all of this?
I'm gonna put it short and sweet. PlayStation is the console leader right now. They can do what they want to do because people are gonna buy it regardless. They're not gonna make any changes until that changes, until they see their foundation shaken. And we've said it 1,000 times on this show, talked about things that we don't like the PlayStation's doing and things we do like. And then what happens? Slim to little change because they still are making millions and millions of dollars off these consoles and people are still supporting them. So only way I can see change happening, honestly, in terms of these things that people have their gripes about. Some of these things need to be changed, some of them don't. But the only way I see change happening is if they lose their grip on that console, that market share, in their market lead. And that, honestly speaking, unless something catastrophic happens, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, and even if that does, like, what do they change? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, what do they change? Do they just open up PS Now, like, and make it Game Pass and bring some first party
But
games to it to try to draw something? But I
just,
feel like that just cuts into their actual business. I just don't know what changes they could even make, to be perfectly honest.
look at it like this. and this is tell you how telling and crazy this is. Microsoft is giving you all this stuff for free. Even if you want to say Xbox doesn't have any exclusives right now, you can play their whole back catalog for like $15 a month. You don't even have to buy games for that. They're telling you all you pay is this $15 a month, and you don't have to buy games. They're legit telling you that, and people are still flocking to PS5s. So that, at this point, Microsoft is doing everything they can to get your attention, and people are still saying, "I'm going to go to PS5." It's not much they can really do to like change that. And if Sony sees and knows that, you can't really expect them to do much to change what they're doing because it's working.
Yeah. It's really, it comes down to a lot of times just personal preference in what you want to play. It's, does Microsoft have what you want and how you want a game, or does PlayStation, or does Nintendo?
And I mean,
And
like,
then do you eventually get all of them down the line? It's just, it's really just a matter of personal preference. I know that everybody likes to tout the consumer friendly type stuff, but games are expensive, man. It's yeah. So we've got this wonderful thing in Game Pass. If you're that type of gamer who is totally okay waiting for certain stuff to come to Game Pass, or you just want to experience a bunch of games, Game Pass is a great deal. If you want to experience a bunch of PlayStation's back catalog, there's PlayStation Now for that. But I just don't feel like that is like the move. Like, you don't buy a PlayStation to play PS3 games or like older games. I just don't feel like most people are doing that. You're buying a PlayStation because you probably want to play the latest and greatest stuff. And if you get a PS5, again with PS Plus, Sony gives you a bunch of the best PS4 games from the generation.
Yeah.
So
And again, yeah, some of us like, and I'm talking PSVG in general, not just like our podcast, but like Donnie owns both. Somehow he managed to, get a PS5 again. Like, that story was why he Donnie. Yes, he's Donnie. Anyways, Donnie owns both. Like
Nate owns both. Josh
Elaine
owns
owns
both.
both. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like we're all different than most game consumers. Like, yeah, some like normal consumers will have both, but generally most homes are only going to either have a PlayStation, an Xbox, or a Nintendo, or maybe at most a Nintendo, and then whichever one they choose to be their main. Like, if I want to play a Sony exclusive here, I want to play like, you get my point.
Yeah.
We're all different in that, like, yeah, we're podcasting about it, so like we're always following the news, we're always trying to stay up to date, and like Dev has his PC, so he doesn't really need an Xbox because any Xbox exclusives he can play on his PC. I've stated time and time again, I'm gonna get a Series X. Like, I just need a job first. Please help. Like, I'm gonna get a Series X. Whether or not Bethesda games still come to PlayStation, we still don't know that answer. Regardless, if they don't, that's part of the reason I'd get an Xbox. But even if they do, I'm still getting an Xbox because I like Fable and I like Kate as a character from Gears of War, and I'm not huge into Gears of War, but like I'm very interested to see where Kate's story goes in Gears of War. So I want to be able to play that. Like, there are games Xbox has that I want to play, so I'm going to get one. But like, we're different than most normal consumers.
I will say this. Out of all the times I've been living, I think this is the best argument I've seen for owning each console because they're so uniquely different in terms of, all right, you can get an Xbox console and get all these games in Game Pass for $15 a month. Cool, super. You can get in that ecosystem. You can get a Switch and have some of your favorite games, some of the classic games that you can play with your kids as well. For it's cheaper than most of the modern consoles, and it has that portability factor with it for a great price. Or you can go get the PS5 or PS4 and get all the PlayStation exclusives, some classic games that you love there. There are so many reasons to own every console right now. And I think it's really cool that we have an environment, an ecosystem that you can kind of just have a great argument to own each of the consoles and unique and special reasons to own them. And if you have the money for it, do it.
Yeah. It just, again, I feel like it's whatever you want to play. Like, there's a solution for you. And you just got to figure out, what's important to you and go that route. And yeah, if you've got the money, a lot of people will end up owning all three. I've got a Switch mainly for my children because there's just not a whole lot there that I want to play personally, but the kids love it. I've got my PlayStation for me, and I've got a PC for if and when there's an Xbox game that I really want to play. So, yeah, it all works out. And I just, yeah, as far as all that, I just don't see Sony. Sony doesn't need to make any moves. Like, they have a strategy for what their system is, and they're providing what their consumers want. And I think it works. I don't think there's anything that they need to do. I don't think there's any drastic moves they need to make. I would love, again, like I said last episode, Sony hit the switch and turn on the daggone internal storage. Like, do that for people. Allow people to store PS5 games on an external if they really want to. If they're running out of space, if they're that gamer who buys everything. Because yeah, if you're and I again, like you guys said, I don't think this pertains to the general gaming consumer. I think it pertains to like the hardcore, the develop not the
Yeah.
developers, but the journalists who are reviewing multiple games like running out of space. But I don't think like the storage is actually a serious concern for your regular everyday gamer. It's just not. Most people aren't playing that many games at a time. So that's that's our take on all of that. That could have been an episode in itself.
Yeah.
Next question.
So our last question comes from at that retro code. He wants to know if Sony made an 8-bit retro system, what would be their 6-game lineup and what 4 other games would show up? Sony
what?
Retro. Yeah, he
I
said
can
if
do
Sony
this.
made an 8-bit retro system. That was before your time, Haley. What 6
No.
games would be their
I
lineup?
know what 8-bit retro is. I don't understand the last part of the question.
What
What
other
6
4
games?
games? So if they had a 6-game lineup, what would their launch titles be? And then what other
Okay.
4 like third-party games would show up?
Okay.
Okay. First and foremost, I think MLB The Show, 8-bit style, like baseball all stars for those who remember that type of game.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yes. I think that would 100% be a thing. I think they'll have a Ratchet and Clank game that plays a little bit like Super Mario's 3, where Ratchet and Clank's just shooting. Like one player could be Ratchet, one player could be Clank.
Clank.
The Clank, yeah. I don't know what the hell I said just then. Okay, the third one, I think this is gonna be the most interesting one. I think this is actually possible. God of War game in the vein of a Castlevania.
See, I was thinking Bloodborne in the style of Castlevania.
Ah, that could work
I mean,
too.
both of those work. So
Okay,
Yeah.
so I got 3 more. So let's see.
Yeah.
This is where it gets hard. Okay, so I'm trying to think of first party. Okay, Gran Turismo. That would
Like
be one.
like Rad Racer.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. A Gran Turismo game like Rad Racer. That would be perfect. Trying to think of what else they have that would make a good 8-bit game. They have a few games.
Horizon as Metroid.
That's a good one. Horizon is Metroid. I don't want to steal your answer, but
Well,
so
we're combining. We're combining.
yeah, I got no answers. So like,
okay,
you're
Horizon.
good. Take the reins, my friend. I got no answers.
Horizon is Metroid. I think is a very good answer. I like that one a lot. And Until Dawn, as you ever played the Friday the 13th game for NES?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I've heard it. Like I've seen gameplay of it. Yes.
I can see them doing an Until Dawn game, something like that, or something like an adventure game. You ever played the old school 8-bit adventure games like Ultima and stuff like that? I can see an Until Dawn game like that. Now, he also
asked
games? The 4 other games. So I guess these
we're getting
third
NBA 2K, getting NBA 2K like Double Dribble.
Okay.
NBA 2K like Double Dribble.
We're getting
Call
a
of
Final
Duty
Fantasy game.
Final Fantasy's off grip, so that's perfect.
Call of Duty
like Contra. Yeah. So we need one more, right?
Yeah.
What's a good one for me?
We're also gonna get FIFA. We're gonna get FIFA.
There
you go.
There you go.
Of
I got nothing.
games.
I got nothing.
Was that soccer game? There was a really good soccer game where they had little like fat characters, like River City Ransom like looking characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't remember the name. I know what you're talking about though.
Yep.
I think we did it.
Yeah.
Hey.
We just retroed the PlayStation. Now make it happen, someone.
That would be a cool idea.
That would be kind of cool. All right. Now that we're done with the questions, which there's some good stuff there. Those are some good questions. Keep bringing the questions through because we really enjoy the debate, the stuff that comes from the questions. Just keep bringing them. Again, we thank you guys so much for even listening and caring enough to give us questions. So thank you for that.
And also, I know that I know that I take the piss out of some questions, but generally it's because we've had genuine conversations. If I don't take the piss out of your question, it's not because I don't want to take the piss out of it. It's because I've not had a conversation with you. Like Lucas and I have played games together. Pat, Hollywood Bones, and I have played games together. Like that's why I'll take the piss out of their questions because we've had genuine conversations. I know they're not going to get upset because I'm taking the piss out of their question. Like I try not to do that to people I don't know because some people don't take it well. So
yeah,
yes, sir. All right. With that said, let's get into this news. Haley, what you got?
Hi. I'm quite sure a lot of people expected this, but I did genuinely look for gaming news. Most of it was devoured by BlizzCon, which I really don't care about. Like, I'm sure I'll play Diablo 4 when it comes out, but I don't know that I've got any interest in a remaster of Diablo 2, considering how Blizzard's last remaster went. So, expectations very, bottom of the barrel for that. Anyways, hi! The Flash movie cast someone as Supergirl, which is weird because I didn't even know they were gonna put Supergirl in that movie, but yeah. They cast the first Latina actress to play Supergirl. Her name is Sasha Cali, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyways, there's a 2.5 minute long video of Instagram
it's
of her
adorable.
Yes, it is. It's very adorable. Of her receiving the news that she's gonna play Supergirl. And honestly, considering the fact that the CW is ending Supergirl after this next season, this is good news.
Why.
No, it's not actually. Like, again,
seems like definitely do. They like to take off one character and bring the other character in the movie universe.
I mean, yes, but also most of the I make the joke that I knew this was going to happen because CW got the rights to Superman, but most of the decision to end Supergirl was on Melissa wanting to move back to LA, and the show films in Vancouver. So that's most of the reason why the show's ending. But also the reason why this is so exciting is first Latina actress to play Supergirl. I've seen a bunch of debate of well, this doesn't make, and I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, she's clearly the best person for the job. She got the job.
Also, Supergirl's an alien.
Exactly. And technically, if you want to get deep into lore, if Superman had landed on Mars, he'd look Martian. Like, their biology allows for that. They can, that's the point. Anyways, it doesn't matter. She's gonna do great. She was very excited to get the news. My camera is freaking out. I apologize, Donnie, since I know at least one person who watches this via YouTube every week.
We get a couple of views on YouTube, so yeah, we're good there.
I'm mentioning Donnie specifically because he mentioned it in the Discord this week that he watches via YouTube. Regardless, it's very cool. I'm also very surprised considering the last time they did a solo Supergirl movie, it did not do well.
Just a Supergirl.
That was a different time. Yeah, that was like in the 80s.
It's 1984, I believe, and it's got, I think,
it's not good.
It's Helen Slater as Supergirl, who made appearances as Laura L on Smallville, and the actresses who played Lois Lane in the Superman movies also made appearances in Smallville, and yes, and then from one of the other Superman shows, they've made appearances in Supergirl as Mon-El's parents. Regardless,
you're talking about Lois and Clark.
yeah, okay. I didn't watch it because Dean Cain is an a-hole. So
I know all these things. That tells you how very old I am.
okay,
He
but
wasn't,
also
he
like
wasn't an a-hole when the show came out. Lois and Clark
He
was
wasn't,
pretty
yeah.
good.
okay, but he's an a-hole now, so that's why I'm inclined to forget that show exists. Anyways, she made appearances in Supergirl. It's very exciting that like this is happening because I'm hoping this means they're open to doing another Supergirl movie. It would be, great because it would mean that DC is considering doing characters that aren't Batman.
Yeah. Batman Beyond.
I mean, sure. I'd love.
That's probably the only thing I'd watch.
I'd love a Terry McGinnis movie. Actually, that'd be great.
That's gonna happen. It won't be Terry McGinnis, probably. They're just gonna make it Robin.
If you're gonna do Batman Beyond, do the proper Batman Beyond.
I can honestly see them be like, here's Batman Beyond with Dick Grayson.
Yeah. No, it won't be Dick Grayson. It'll just be Robin. They'll call him Robin. That would be his.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
100% see
yes, the Joseph Gordon-Levitt situation. Oh my god,
made me so mad.
That was so dumb. that was so dumb. Literally, like I'm just very glad this is happening. In regards to the a couple weeks ago when we got, the question about the question, maybe we'll actually get that. Like maybe DC's smartening up. Who knows? Also, the one thing I will say is I don't know when the Flash movie is currently scheduled to come out because last I checked, it was like 2023.
That movie ain't never coming out. They keep adding people to the movie. That movie is not coming out.
Cast all you want. We ain't starting filming till forever.
I mean, the Snyder Cut's coming out next month, and that added like 3.5 hours to the movie. So it's 4 hours. Hey, bonus though, it's releasing worldwide, so maybe it'll be on Netflix and I'll be able to watch it in Canada. Who knows? Because HBO Max certainly isn't available here.
Nope.
But Zack Snyder tweeted out that the movie will release on platforms respectively, like internationally, on March 18th. So who knows? Maybe I'll get to watch it on the day it comes out and not have to pay $30 to rent it, which I won't do. So,
yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just very excited, and also, again, the video was very adorable. So
yes, it was.
Also, I'll link to it when the show comes out. But I've retweeted it already. But Boss Logic did like a mock-up design of a costume based on the current comics future, like the current mini-series comics future state, where Kara has a different costume than normal. So she's got like pants on, but then the cape is around her waist. It's very cool. So
cool.
All right. What about you, Devin? What you got?
Hold on one second.
Oh dear.
What is he doing? Oh
god. A bit. that didn't catch the mic at all, my friend. That was a terrible bit.
Well, you gotta remember.
God damn it.
The Wave microphones have a clip guard, so when you yell, it kind of brings it back down. Damn. So try again.
Disappointing.
Just right into the mic. Just go ahead.
Okay, we'll try again. You guys ready?
Yes, just don't roll away first, because that's what caused your mic not to pick it up.
I was trying to get the effect of the movies. When the movies do the thing, it sounds rolling
sure,
away.
That's great, but your microphone doesn't care about that.
I am trying to be the Steven Spielberg of podcasting.
Is that right?
Add the effects, yes. Now, as I was saying, Mortal Kombat!
Yes.
I'm excited for
Mortal Kombat.
I do not envy Dev having to edit that so that doesn't break people's ears.
No, don't edit nothing. Just leave it like that. This is PSXP. We wild here. We in the streets.
I know people who listen to the show with headphones. They'd very much like to have eardrums afterwards.
They don't need it. Eardrums are overrated. Not important.
We definitely tone Delvin down because he's loud. So
yes,
I bring him down. So that Mortal Kombat it'll be nice. It won't be ridiculously loud. But yes, Mortal Kombat. It got a trailer.
What did you guys think? What did you think, Haley? You like Mortal Kombat?
I mean, let me put it this way: the last few Mortal Kombat attempts at media have not been great. the movies weren't great. But then most video game movies from like the 80s and 90s were, hey, we're not really taking this seriously. So understandable. The fan attempt, I believe it was back in like 2009 or whatnot, where they did like the
That's pretty decent.
the 8-episode miniseries. That was all right. The only thing I can really remember about it, though, is that Victor Lucas from Electric Playground made an appearance in the 3rd episode about Johnny Cage. So, that was interesting. But this movie looks... I'll tell you after the show.
Victor Lucas from the Electric Company? The old cartoon show from the 80s?
Oh, man.
No, Electric Playground. Was
he holding up like letters like E and dancing around?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hold on, Delvin.
Yes.
Look at the chat if this will load, because now the internet's being dumb. Okay, this dude from Electric Playground.
Never heard of him.
I'm not gonna say what he looks like, but he looks like somebody who was at the Capitol riots. I'm not gonna lie.
This is a very old clip from, I think, like the 1st season. Anyways, Electric
if you want to tell me that he is being investigated by the FBI now,
I wouldn't believe that for a second.
Would not.
He is he used to star on a Canadian program called Electric Playground, which was like an actual show on CTV that did like gaming news roundups for the week and all that and stuff like that. So anyways, he made an appearance in that fan video. I'll link it after. He's only in it for like 30 seconds, but it's great. Like, he's introducing like who Johnny Cage is for those who don't know. So anyways, that's why he was in it, and that's what I was bringing up. Like, the fan thing was cool, but other than that, most other attempts to bring Mortal Kombat to other mediums hasn't really succeeded. And I think that's because Mortal Kombat and like Tekken and like the fighting games is like a whole are kind of hard to translate to a movie.
To be fair, the 90s, the first 90s movie was very popular. It was a success.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just that they tried to sequelize it really quick.
Yes.
And it was awful.
They tried to do way too much with Mortal Kombat. Like, they did way too much. I personally really enjoyed both the first Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. I enjoyed them. I thought they were fine. Like, the problem is we end up trying to take these movies, we're trying to take them too serious. Like, the idea of the game itself is pretty much nonsense. Stop trying to make these blockbuster, like, deep movies out of shenanigans. Like, Mortal Kombat is about beating somebody to a bloody pulp and then finishing them with some ridiculous killer move under the guise of a tournament that Shang Tsung is holding. Like, it's not deep. So let's not make it deep. No. Let's just do some awesome fighting scenes. And we're good. That's all you need. That's all it needs to be.
I agree. I'm not gonna lie. You know who I would want to see to make this movie? Zack Snyder. He would have made a badass Mortal Kombat movie. Don't give no plot. Just do the ridiculous things that he does.
I mean, I don't really have problems with Zack Snyder as a filmmaker. I'm not really a fan of Sucker Punch. It wasn't really a good movie. But
that's because he tried to use plot. He needs to stop doing that. Stop doing these nonsensical things like giving us plot. We don't need you for that. We need you to just show us action and cool visual effects.
Hi, if I go to watch a Superman movie and it doesn't have a plot and it's just punching for 2 hours, I'm going to get up and leave because I want an actual story if I'm going to watch a 2-hour-long movie and not just a fight fest. However, Mortal Kombat should be nothing but fights because that's the entire point of Mortal Kombat, which at least it looks like they're attempting to just, actually go that route this time, and at least the effects look good. And I'm not talking about, how they didn't really have CGI or whatnot in the 90s. I just mean, like, compared to the last video game movie that came out, Monster Hunter, the effects actually look good.
I didn't see Monster Hunter, so I got nothing.
I didn't even bother watching it. Once I see who was made by, I'm like, okay, I'm cool on this, homie. Like, I don't need to see none of this.
Hey, it was made by the same guy who decided in Resident Evil, like the first Resident Evil live action movie, that you're going to run up a wall and side kick a dog in the face.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. Kick that dog in the face. Make that wall run. Let's go. Again, you're trying to make sense out of nonsense. It doesn't need to make sense. Doesn't even need to be believable.
I agree.
I enjoyed the first Resident Evil movie. Thought it was fun.
No, okay, again, I've stated time and time again, the Resident Evil movies are not good, but I love them. My point was that, like, in relation to the... we're not getting into this. We're not getting into this conversation because we're going to spend 2 hours on it.
Well, we ain't got nothing better to do. Let's be honest here.
We'll table that for later because I get so tired of hearing what makes it like this isn't a good movie. I'm like, what? Were you entertained? If you didn't enjoy it, that doesn't make it not good. Because if somebody else was entertained by the movie, that's fine. It's good. There you go. Done.
We'll have that conversation next week. Table it. Topic of the show next week. If nothing,
I'm excited for this Mortal Kombat. I think it looks cool.
I am too.
I mean, it looks good. So I just don't know that it will succeed. Is my point. We had this conversation earlier in the week in the Discord.
My only knock is no Johnny Cage.
I mean, hey, no Johnny Cage in the trailer. Maybe it's a thing in the movie.
Nah, based on like the actual directors and all the stuff that they've put out, it doesn't seem like Johnny Cage is going to be in it.
And I love Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is awesome.
Too. Johnny Cage is
Johnny Cage is great, but I much prefer his daughter.
Well, that's fine too. I like his daughter too. But Johnny Cage.
Going with the classic Mortal Kombat characters here. It's Mortal Kombat, not Mortal Kombat 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the first one. There's no Cassie Cage, all right?
You got to get to Cassie first.
Cassie Cage is my favorite Mortal Kombat character, if people can't tell.
Cassie's cool. I like Cassie. I like the fact that Johnny Cage is a character in Mortal Kombat. In the first one, people took him seriously. He was I don't know if people know the story of Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. Originally, Johnny Cage was supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yep.
But they couldn't get the licensing things right, so they just kind of made their own game. Mortal Kombat was supposed to be a Jean-Claude Van Damme game.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't get the licensing for it worked out, so they just made their own thing. But as the Mortal Kombat series goes on, Johnny Cage becomes not only a ridiculous character who's like an egotistical Hollywood star, but then by the time you get to Mortal Kombat, this is how much I love Mortal Kombat. By the time you get to Mortal Kombat 11, he's almost a very sympathetic character because he's a washed-up Hollywood actor who people in Hollywood don't respect, but there's this whole side of him that this whole other world where these actual fighters kind of revere and fear Johnny Cage because he's actually a really good fighter. I think that's pretty cool.
I'm sorry, are we talking about Mortal Kombat 11, the story where time travel is involved?
Well, it happens in 9, 10, and 11.
Have sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't need to make sense.
I wasn't trying to say that it needed to make sense. I was just like, I don't remember much about Mortal Kombat 11's story already. And literally the only thing I know is that like the whole plot is like, hey, we're going to reset the timeline so that people they fail and kind of irrevocably change the timeline because Raiden is mortal now, apparently, which is how that works. I don't know.
Well, something like that.
Yeah,
it gets ridiculous
which is fine. Mortal Kombat can get ridiculous. I just like the entire purpose of like the story was to essentially like reset the Mortal Kombat timeline so that like the next time they did a Mortal Kombat game and did a story for it, it could be like simple to understand for outsiders. But then
they had to.
Yeah, but then they literally failed at doing that, kept the same timeline, and just essentially made Raiden and Kung Lao the same person. Like
something like that. They had to reboot it because in one of the Mortal Kombat games, they literally killed off their main character. And they wanted to bring the character back. And they had to bring him back as a zombie. And they wanted to make it canon where they had to bring him back so he can stay in the game as himself. So
yeah, I mean, the game attempts to hey, Scorpion's dead, and then they bring there's a bunch of it. And sorry, no, I don't think it's Kung Lao. I think it's Liu Kang and Raiden are the same person now. They're like a god, and you unlock a skin for him that's got like blue glowing dragon tattoos and a stupid hat on. It's ridiculous.
I mean, that sounds awesome. That sounds 100% awesome.
I mean, it's
really awesome.
It's ridiculous. The last boss fight is hard too.
Very hard.
It's like Lord Cage style hard.
As it should
I
be, because
highly
Goro was a
recommend
pain in the
playing.
ass.
Yes, I highly recommend playing the new Mortal Kombat games. They are
I
very,
have,
very good.
yeah, I haven't played Aftermath because I'm not paying $55 for DLC.
Well, you don't have to. It's always on sale now. It is literally.
Yeah,
I bought it for $20.
Hi, Delvin. When Mortal Kombat Aftermath goes on sale here, it's $47. I'm still not paying that for DLC.
Canada's just terrible.
For one DLC, I'm not paying that. If it were a season pass, sure, I would
Can
pay
you
that.
create a
But-
US PlayStation account and then
Yeah.
I would
and then pay the
with
regular?
what? I don't. With what? I would have to have an American credit card because it won't take my credit card.
Just use PlayStation cards.
Yeah, could you do that?
Hi, where am I going to get American PlayStation cards? Because Canadian PlayStation cards
Amazon.
don't work on the American
Amazon.
store.
Amazon.
What is the point? I'm paying conversion on them.
Oh, this damn Canada just sucks.
I'm literally paying like
hey,
I have
we're
I have
just trying to find a way around
no
it.
no
We're
no
trying
no
to
no
help
no
you out
I
here.
understand that, and I've thought this through. I've gone through every step you're talking about. The problem is once you get the payment, I either have to order cards from the States, at which point I'm essentially paying more because I have to order more cards in a smaller value, and I'm paying conversion on those cards, and then put them in to buy that. Or I have to have an American credit card, which I can't do because Canada. So either way, I end up spending more money than I would buying it here. But I'm still not paying $47 for one DLC pack. I would
Because
pay
at one point, Mortal Kombat Ultimate was like $20, $25 here. You might as well just buy Ultimate. That's what I ended up doing, just getting Ultimate and like
I mean, I would love to do that, but Canada doesn't like to do that. Hi, Sean Capri, if you know how to get these great deals that you apparently managed to get over there, let me know.
Yes.
Either way, Mortal Kombat looks awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'll watch the hell out of that movie on HBO Max. Let's go.
Yeah, it's it's if you have HBO Max, you can watch it essentially for free.
Like, see, this is the thing, Delvin. Like, I can buy the character packs, but like you would get as part of Aftermath separately.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to because that doesn't make any sense. But those are on their own like $14.
Yeah, that's why I said wait for the sale because it happens all the time here. And it's like it's $20.
Like, yeah, it's on sale right
for
now.
the whole game.
Yeah, how much is it?
I want to say the
Aftermath
game right now is like 15, and then the Aftermath pack is like 30. So you end up getting the whole game for 45.
Okay, so the 30 in the actually. Let me pull up the PlayStation Store. Hi, Vamp. Literally Vamp.
Vamp's a great character from Metal Gear Solid. I think that's 2,
that's
isn't
what
it,
I was
Dev?
thinking. Yes, 2.
Yeah.
That's when she said Vamp.
I mean,
the only thing I thought of was, why are we talking about the Metal Gear Solid 2 vampire? Like,
Let me ask you a question. If I remember correctly, Vamp was bisexual, wasn't he?
I believe he
was.
was.
They alluded to that? I thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool in that time to have a game character like, hey, openly bisexual, cool vampire pimp.
I mean,
that game is so good. That game is so good.
So for the PS4 version, which would get me the thing, I'm not paying this right now because I'm pre-ordering Mass Effect tomorrow, but which is a smarter decision in my book. For once, it's not as expensive as I thought it would be. Yeah, it's $26.73 here for just the Aftermath expansion, which is different because normally the sales here don't go to 50%, but it's at 50% right now. For reference, Aftermath expansion on its own when it's not on sale, which it ends on March 4th, is $53.49. That's the whole. I mean, I'm glad it's really good, but that's the whole price of a game for one DLC.
Not gonna lie, Mortal Kombat 11. I guess it's 11, right?
It is. Yeah, it's very good.
It's fantastic. It is really good.
I've had it in my cart. I keep looking at it like, I kind of want to pull this trigger, but
it's worth it.
We're gonna wait.
So
a lot of story content.
For reference, the Ultimate Edition isn't on sale in Canada. It's $79.99.
The Ultimate Edition isn't on sale here either.
Yeah.
So if you buy the Ultimate Edition, you've been suckered because you could just buy.
I mean, why would I? Yeah, why?
Aftermath.
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't just put it. just put that at the sale price of those who can buy. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't do that, but I guess
Might as
you
well,
get
yeah.
some suckers who don't pay attention. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, Mortal Kombat, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to watch the evolution of Scorpion. That's gonna be awesome. I'm ready to watch
Also,
Sub-Zero
Jack's
freeze some
getting
people
his
to rip
art.
arms off. I love it.
Yeah.
I wish they wouldn't have showed that in the trailer, by the way.
I know, man.
I mean,
That's
every
what you
movie
leave.
does that. Every movie does that. They'll spoil
Yeah.
their big plot points in the trailer, and it's like, why?
I didn't need to see that in the trailer. I was like, oh, that's awesome, but damn,
I mean,
that's disappointing.
Again, I know Dev's not really a fan of like the whole short episodes thing, but that's the one thing I will say is nice about like WandaVision is that like they're not giving you a trailer for next week, so like you have no idea what's coming.
Well, they give you trailers. They just don't say nothing. The trailers are they only put the trailers on not on YouTube. I only see the trailers on Twitter.
Yeah, and
They
even that
literally say nothing.
also the trailer literally is usually posted like 10 minutes after the episode comes out, so there's no point in watching it.
And it
It's
literally shows you nothing
about nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a show about how many sitcoms can we rip off?
Yeah.
This one was what?
It was
Office.
it was Modern Family, The Office, and
That's what I thought. It was like Modern Family is what it felt like for me.
No.
Yes.
Like most of the episode was Modern Family. The theme song bit was The Office, and there was another one that was mixed in there as well, but I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do next week. So
all I gotta say
have a
is
longer episode. That's what they need to do.
that song bop. That song is a bop. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't want to say it because that's a huge spoiler, but that song is a bop.
All right, so our last news story. BlizzCon Arcade Collection goes live during BlizzCon, and Diablo 2 Resurrected is coming to console. So of course, the Diablo 2 was like one of the worst held secrets forever. Like we knew that they've been making it, and they finally announced it, and it will actually come to console, which is nice. Well, it will also have cross progression, so you can play on whatever system you want and carry your progression over to whatever other console. So if you want to play on PC and then play on a PS5 or PS4 or Xbox or whatever with your friends, you can just keep that character and go wherever you want to go and keep that progression, which is pretty sweet. I wish it was just cross-play. That would just make it a lot easier. I don't need cross-progression if we have cross-play. Can we stop? Can we stop? Can we get the cross-play going? Can we just do that so I don't have to worry about cross-progression and figuring out where people are playing? Can we just end it and just do the cross-play thing? Especially for third-party game. Let's just come on. Let's just do the cross-play thing and stop it. All right? Let's all come together and just be able to play together, damn it. But it's pretty cool that they made this announcement that it's actually coming to console. Diablo 2 is like the favorite of all the Diablos. When you talk to people who have played Diablo, Diablo 2 holds a very, very, very special place in people's hearts. And then also this Blizzard Arcade Collection is a pretty cool throwback to like some of their really old games that people really enjoy. You've got the Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Blackthorn. Really old games, really deep cuts. If you wasn't around back in the day, you probably have never heard of these video games, but it's pretty cool to see them release this. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see them release this arcade collection for those of us who remember these games and to drop it like that day and date. It's always nice when you get a game announced and then it's available right there. So pretty sweet. So I know you guys probably don't care much about Blizzard and BlizzCon, but
I mean, again, like I said, I'll play Diablo 4 when it comes out. Diablo 3 is really fun. But after their last remaster and how that turned out, my expectations are really low. So
yeah, that was sad what happened with that. I was never a Warcraft player. I've only ever played World of Warcraft. I played the original Warcraft Orcs versus Humans way back in the day when it released on PC. I was like, nope, don't like this.
I mean, I'm not a Warcraft person either. I've actually really only played like the free trial of World of Warcraft, and that was a couple years ago. But at this point, like because of how that last remaster turned out, that's why my expectations are so low. Like Diablo, all right, cool, I'll play it. But I'm gonna wait for reviews on Diablo 2, especially since I don't know what's different from Diablo 2 than Diablo 3 because obviously things change.
It's
So.
I mean it's Diablo. That's basically it's not the whole idea of the game. It still plays pretty much the same, but the story is a little bit different. I think the way you do the leveling and get characters like abilities up may be a little bit different. But I know a lot of people that are super excited to play Diablo 2. So
All I
know
know
it'll do
about
well.
Diablo
I have a
2 is
feeling
like the secret rainbow level or whatnot,
I don't know anything about that.
or like cows or whichever one has the secret level where like it's sunny and rainbows and cows and stuff. So
I have no idea. But yeah, good news for those who are excited about those games. I'm more excited for Diablo 4 because I want to play the new hotness, and they've got a rogue character. And if you know me, that's always my favorite character in any kind of RPG type game. If I can play a rogue, I'm gonna play a rogue. So,
I mean that's not coming out this year though. So
no, it's not. No, not at all.
also they just announced that like Overwatch 2 isn't coming out either. I mean, again, people
Well,
know
we
I
knew
have
that.
issues
They
with
announced that a
Overwatch.
while back. They
Yeah,
announced that a
but
while back.
my point being is like it's interesting to watch the new character designs be revealed and people go, wow, they took what made this character great, like this character's character design great, away. And then you see the dichotomy of people asking Blizzard to make skins for McCree where you can see his dick and balls.
Yeah, I saw that.
Internet. I don't know what internet you're on, but I've never seen any of this stuff.
People are
Internet
thirst
that
trapping over
you
McCree.
No,
the internet
I,
that
I
you are
promise you
on
I
is
did. I promised you I was not looking for that. So, like, one of the people I follow on Twitter retweeted it, but it was like a screen capped image of like the Overwatch Twitter account tweeting out the new design for McCree, and then the top reply to it is just like, "Hello, Blizzard. Can you make a skin for McCree where I can see his dick and balls, and hopefully it'll have smell-o-vision too?" And it's like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
yeah. Again, the internet that you're in is a totally different internet than I'm in.
You know, I will say this. This is all of y'all fault for thirsting over that vampire lady.
Hot, sexy, tall vampire lady.
Y'all done opened the floodgates for this Rule 34. Let's thirst over every video game character.
Hold on. Rule 34 existed long before people were thirsting after the vampire lady. You cannot blame Rule 34 on me.
Oh, we're not blaming Rule 34. We're blaming the fact that now we're getting all of this nonsense in the video games based on y'all's thirst for this decrepit vampire lady.
Now everybody wants to, hey, look at us. We made Hot McCree. Don't make anything about it.
No. People already found McCree hot in Overwatch 1. Now you've got people asking to see his dick and balls.
I wonder why. Because people were like, hey, Capcom, how tall is that vampire lady again? And Capcom like, oh, we'll tell you the exact size of measurements. Just in case. Wink, wink.
Just awful. Awful. All right, so it's been a slow gaming week outside of BlizzCon. We've got actual blizzards causing all kind of problems in the U.S.
Yeah.
So it's been a slow news week. So our topic of the show is basically what do we want from the first half of the year?
Okay, hold on. I found the proof. Here's the proof in the pudding.
What pudding?
We've moved on.
For those wondering, I posted the reply that was screen capped in our chat underneath our call right now, and the tweet literally says, "Can you add a skin with his dick and balls out, please? Make sure they are able to jiggle. Also, thank you. Also, make a naked skin with his dick and balls."
Lucas, feel free to skip past that part right there.
We're sorry.
And let me tell you the worst thing about Haley doing this. And she knows she did this. Now, every time I look at this damn chat, I have to see this image of him talking about dick and balls.
I'm going to delete it in a second, but I just wanted you to know that, like, I wasn't lying. There was an actual reply to Overwatch.
We believed you.
We believed you. We didn't need to see it for us to believe it. We believed you. So Haley, what do you want to see from this first half of PlayStation? This first half of the year, what do you want to see? Before we get to E3, is there anything that you're looking for from PlayStation, from Sony to bring?
That vampire lady.
I mean, Vampire Lady is coming out in May, so I already got that. Thank you. I don't know. A release date announcement for Horizon, maybe. Hopefully some, more software updates, so maybe I can make folders, because I would like to do that. Folders would be great, because maybe it would allow me to have the PS4 games out on the main menu instead of having to go into a separate menu to play any PS4 games I want. Once you play them, they'll show up in the main line there, but if I haven't played them in a while and I have them installed, I have to go digging to find them. Maybe an announcement of, I don't know, more games being added to the PlayStation Plus collection. I imagine that'll happen at some point, or maybe games will rotate in and out of that. Not in a Game Pass style way, but like a, hey, this is being added. Because, for reference, in the original announcement trailer, the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy wasn't part of that, but it's part of the collection. So, I don't know. The potentially having them turn on the storage thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they've pretty much stated, hey, here's what we plan to release this year. We've got a release date for Ratchet now, so I can't ask for that. I don't know, Kina, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not really a lot I can ask for, because the UI is pretty good, I mean, this isn't really to ask for PlayStation, but this is more of an ask for Disney. Hi, can we get an actual native PS5 Disney Plus app and not the PS4 one? Thanks. That'd be great. Literally every other streaming app on the PlayStation 5 has its own native PlayStation 5 app, but Disney Plus is still the PS4 app, which I might add doesn't have HDR. It literally only goes to HD. So, great. Can we fix that? That'd be nice.
I think I've used that app once, and then I turned on the stuff that allows me not to do that because I stream. So I didn't even know that was a thing.
Netflix has its own PS5 app, Prime has its own PS5 app, Apple TV's got its own PS5 app, but if I want to use Disney, it's got the external storage icon beside it, and I've looked to see for an actual PS5 Disney.
Never noticed that.
There's nothing there on the icon. So,
yeah, never noticed that.
Yeah.
For me, what I want to see, I would like to get a couple more state of plays, just to give us more information on what's going on, stuff that's going to be coming down the pipeline, a release date for Kina, just a better flow of what they're going to do throughout the year would be really nice. I definitely want to see some UI stuff as far as the folders would be fantastic, or just allow me to pin stuff to the start menu, or not the start menu, but to pin stuff to the top. These are the games I want to have up here at all times so they don't get cycled out. Also, if I delete a game, it still has this weird, stupid icon all the way off to the left. I don't know why that.
Hey, good. You know what I'm talking about now, because that's what I've been talking about. It's really annoying. Can that go away, please?
Why is that there? Can we get rid of that?
Currently, I have Cyberpunk doing that, which, by the way, most of the time that icon shows up, it's usually a PlayStation-related game. You know why I think Cyberpunk did it? Because there's nothing on the back end for it to relate to.
Oh, Cyberpunk does it for me. Star Wars did it for me. And what else did I delete? Hellblade. All three of those games. All three of those games are there. Those are the only games that I've actually installed and then deleted because I was done with them. But they just kind of sit in this weird little thing off to the left.
After the in front of the PlayStation Store, and it's stupid because it takes up an icon slot in the main tray. So
yeah, that's annoying. Yeah. They need to fix that. Also, turning on some of the features that were supposed to come, or at least give me a PlayStation the state of play that lays that stuff out, when we're going to see those features, or that they're working on them and bringing them soon. That's what I kind of want to see from this first half. We know what we're getting in terms of games. We'll get more announcements probably around the E3 timeframe, as far as like release dates for the back half of the year. But for this first half of the year, I would really like it if they had just a state of play that just addressed what they're doing for this first half and some software improvements that are coming, some feature improvements, stuff like that. Like I'm just so tired of the silence. Like it sucks. Like we got that they had a state of play not too long ago, but it really wasn't much of anything, to be perfectly honest. So I would really like them to just, especially since everything at this point is just digital. Like we're not doing any of these like live type stuff. Like just do a direct like Nintendo and call it a day. Do a state of play. Have them on a more regular cadence. It doesn't have to be a super production. Just give us a timeline of what's going on for like the first half of the year. That's
Also,
what I would like to see from PlayStation.
if it is going to be a super production, please make sure that people don't look like they've been photoshopped into the presentation.
I'm fine with that.
That first reveal was wild.
It's fine for me. What about you, Del? Anything?
I'd like to be surprised. Like I would like to be like hop in the PlayStation store one day and where this game came from. Doesn't have to be nothing major. I'm not talking like, hey, just drop God of War in the
So Turok
PS
wasn't good
store.
enough for you? That wasn't good enough surprise for you hopping in and seeing Turok?
Nah, not at all. But I would like to see like just them surprises for certain things. Like, hey, you hop in the PlayStation store, you find a small indie game that you may not think that you want. Then hey, this is the PlayStation exclusive for 6 months or something like that, or some little small things like that. Sometimes the little things matter. I would like to see them revamp their media library in terms of, hey, you can start buying back movies on the PlayStation.
There you go. Thank you. Because by the way, that thing takes forever to load now. Because I'm pretty sure
yes.
that like I'm hardwired to my modem. My download speed is fast. It's my upload speed that I wish was faster. Anyways, it should not take 5 minutes to load my entire media library from PlayStation. Like when I click that app, I just don't use it now because
it's really bad.
It's really bad. It's just sitting on a gray screen with like the standard like white line moving across the screen. It's really bad. And also you can't buy anything to add to it. Like on the PlayStation 4, when you went into the PlayStation store, you could buy videos and that. You can still log into the PS4 and do that, and they'll show up on your PS5, but you can't buy them on the PlayStation 5. Why?
It makes no sense.
Didn't know that at all.
And plus, when you go into the media side of it, if you have a lot of videos and stuff, sometimes it just straight up crashes.
Yeah. I've had that happen like 3 times. So they need to fix that app, allow you to buy things on it again. Oh, also maybe add subtitles in Canada, because I know they exist in the States, but subtitles don't exist for that app on in Canada, which is kind of why I started buying things on like Google Play, because then I could watch them on YouTube and just have subtitles. So also, fun fact, I may in fact start another rewatch of Criminal Minds with subtitles, because Disney Plus is going to have subtitles and Apple TV does not. So,
oh man.
yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. Continue, Del.
Sorry. It's I would like to see them add more accessories. Well, for one, make all the accessories more accessible for one thing. Make all the accessories accessible for one thing, because I still haven't been able to get a charging stand.
Really?
They are like nowhere here. They are like
I
nowhere
see those
here
all the time. Next time I see one, I want to send it to you. I see them all the time.
All right, cool.
I mean, so that's the thing, right? Like, controllers are widely available here. Like, I've gone to Walmart a couple times. Yes, I still shop there because, I mean, closest grocery store to my house. Anyways, I was at Walmart the other day, and controllers are easily accessible, and the cameras seems to be easily accessible now. But like Delvin, I can't find the charging stand anywhere.
Yeah,
I would say I'd ship you one, but I'm not, because that costs way too much money.
I'm not asking you to ship me one. I don't actually want one. I don't have 3 controllers. I wouldn't need it for 2 to charge at once, right? So it's not as important to me, but I'm also concurring that like I can't find it anywhere either. So
interesting. Yeah. Every time I've gone into Target, the few times I've gone into Walmart, like they have them. Like they have the charging stand, they have the controllers, and they have the cameras. Like I've never not seen them there. So Yeah, if I see
I've
one
always
available
seen the
now,
camera.
I'll pick one up. Yeah.
Definitely
So,
send it to me. But
were there any
yeah,
other
man,
accessories that you'd be looking for, or?
I know this is gonna happen, especially in the first half of the year, but faceplates. Like, give us a cool faceplate for the system. Instead of us
Yeah.
having to go, mod our own faceplates and stuff and buy stickers for ours.
Yeah.
Even if it's gonna be just stickers, give us stickers and let us buy them from you. I will gladly buy. Hey, here's some PlayStation stickers that has like God of War or something like that on there, or Iron Man VR. Just give us stuff like that you can make a bunch of money off of that wouldn't cost a lot.
Yeah, I'm. It's an untapped market for them for sure. Like, it's sad that they have not made any announcements, or that it doesn't seem like they have any interest in creating like the side panels for customization or anything like that. But I really believe that there's a market for it, but I don't think that Sony will really tap into it at all.
I also haven't
they're gonna
heard anything about cease and desist letters for D brand or what was that
Yeah,
I
other
don't think
one?
they're gonna do nothing.
I don't think they will either. I think basically by them taking off the PlayStation logo off the side plate, there's nothing that Sony can do legally. I think that was
I
the
think
main thing. Because if you create that side panel and you're selling it with that logo that is actually trademarked by Sony, I think that's where you get in illegal hot water. But if you then don't have that particular little cutout and all of the symbols are basically just, I mean, it's a circle O across in a square. Like, you can't really do anything with that if they're not the PlayStation specific ones. If they're made to look different, it's fair game. So I don't think there's anything that Sony really could do from a legal standpoint to stop D brand from selling those. They're different enough and don't have anything PlayStation affiliated to stop those sales. But again, it's an untapped market. I feel like there'll probably be some stuff in Japan that may not come to the States. But it'd be nice if they actually leaned into it and also just give us some damn different colors of the controllers. At least do that.
That's
I'd
another
like
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Give me, I not even my rose gold. Like, give me a black controller or a red controller. Anything. I'll buy it because I'm tired of having to clean this controller every 2 weeks.
And it doesn't seem like it would take that much effort to just change the color on the controller.
Yeah, I mean, I guess only I can think is that they're like dead set and hard set on what they have as the PlayStation 5 look, and they don't want to change that yet. That's the only thing that I can think of. Or maybe it's just a matter of getting the components, like getting the actual, like, if we're gonna spend money on manufacturing and making stuff, we need to make more PlayStations. I think that's the only thing that I can think of as to why we haven't seen other colors or anything like that. But it would be really nice. I know PS4 when it launched, it had other colors of the controllers. They were that awful two-tone garbage, but they at least had a blue controller, a red controller, like really close to launch. Whereas we haven't heard anything.
Shout out to Hollywood Bones for being colorblind and suggesting that he had an Iron Man themed rose gold controller over in the GMG Discord, and it was just gold.
Yeah. I have a cousin who's colorblind, and colors are difficult because
Anyways, it's all in fun. Like, it's still a cool controller. Like, just he happened to be colorblind, thought it was rose gold.
Yeah.
So Sony, make that stuff happen. Give us something to be a little bit more excited for in this first half of the year, since Ratchet and Clank ain't come until half of it's gone basically. So
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, media. Again, I've brought it up. I'd love for themes to be a thing, but I don't know that it's like you said. Like most images, like most game tiles, give you their own thing. So I don't know.
I don't even know how that would even work now.
I don't think they're gonna do themes. I think the whole idea was to get away from themes, because anytime you're on a game tile, it themes itself. It's got a theme for the whole game tile, and some of them have music, So yeah, I don't. Think
I mean,
how often do you sit on the home screen to actually see the theme? I don't think that that's part of their vision for the PS5 as much as people love them.
My other thing is, like, maybe an announcement of that what we assume is inevitable PS5 version of Last of Us.
Yeah, that would be definitely cool to have, like, over the summer. You know,
Yeah.
like Ratchet, you're gonna be doing Ratchet. I don't feel like Ratchet's gonna be a super long game. So yeah, if we get a remaster of Last of Us with better frame rates,
Would it be a remaster? Would they just do what they did with God of War?
No, I assume
No,
with
no.
I assume with Last of Us, and actually I also assume with Ghost at some point, they'll get their own PS5 versions because they already have sort of dual sense features for that like sort of take place within the PS4. But if they do an actual PS5 version, they can just bump those up and and have them like take real advantage of it. Like the one thing I will say, like Control's a great game, but Control took great advantage of the DualSense. Like every step you take in that game, you can feel the different steps and the different materials, the concrete like floating in the air. It's great, and I would love to see what Naughty Dog can do on a fully realized PS5 version of that game. Like
me too.
How's the grass feel on the controller and stuff like you know what I mean? I assume you haven't played Control on PS5, Devlin, so you have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, not at all.
Oh
okay,
play it. Just boot it up just so you can feel what it's like to have her walk around and move. It's very different.
Mm-hmm.
They did a great job.
Yeah, and not to mention, like they took advantage of like the game tiles. They took advantage of the help system. I mean, I played Control, so I didn't really need the help system, but like for those that want to use the help system, it's there. They took great advantage of the media like bar game tiles, the DualSense controller. They had they did great with that. Like I would love to see that, and with Ghost too. I can only imagine what that would be like. Like I expect that because like with God of War, you got a 60 frames update, but there's nothing really with the controller.
Yeah,
at least
I think
I know of.
there's nothing at all with the controller, and I think just based on the age of that game. The fact that they're working on Ragnarok, where we don't know what the hell Naughty Dog is working on other than the multiplayer, and the fact that we got the remastered version for PS4, I assume that they'll do something similar. I think they'll do a remaster of the game and also have the multiplayer released at the same time. But yeah, that game is an actual full PS5 title. I think it'll be something very lovely. Same with Ghost, an actual PS5 version of Ghost would be really dope. So
yeah. Also, this isn't related to PlayStation, but shout out to Rockstar for actually commenting on it's great to see interest in like remasters of GTA, and that's all they said. So like there was no denial that the remaster of GTA 4 that appeared on Amazon was like a false, like obviously it was presumably a false listing, but shout out to them for not denying it and essentially opening up the possibility, because I don't know when we're going to get GTA 6 considering GTA 5 is coming to PlayStation 5 at some point this year. I assume within the first year through Sony, considering they seem to have a partnership related to that, because like even now every week I think it is, or month, I'm not entirely sure, anytime you log in to GTA Online on PlayStation, you get like $1 million GTA dollars until the game releases on PS5. That was announced when they revealed it. That's coming at some point, both online as a separate game and GTA 5 itself. So that'll presumably be announced within the first half of this year. I know this is an outside Sony thing, but I'd love to know when we're going to get the upgrade for Witcher 3, because I'll gladly play that again. I don't know.
They need to finish what they're working on before we get.
Actually, they need to unlock their files first, because that's the thing that happened. So
they said they got all that stuff.
No. They have a backup of their files. They said nothing about having backup of the game code, because what happened is the game code got encrypted.
Yeah, they said they used their backups. That's how a backup works. You back up. So if you get something wrong on your server, you just restore the backup and you're fine. So they have their files.
Here's hoping, but regardless, I still don't think Cyberpunk's getting an update in February like they promised. So that timeline's already out the window.
Yeah, but they need to fix that.
Give me a Bully
do Witcher
game.
We're not getting Bully. Bully 2 already got canceled. Like that was.
No, I don't want Bully 2. They just remastered Bully. I'm good.
It's already on the PlayStation Network. It's already available. Like you can go play Bully right now.
But it's not a remaster. It's just like Bully, isn't it?
No, it's an HD version of Bully. Like you can literally it's an old game. It's not going to look that great as a remaster, but it's a remaster. You can go play Bully right now.
I want to see how that plays on the PS5 then.
It'll play like it did on PS4 and PS3 before it.
I don't think I even played it on PS4.
I didn't either. I played it on PS3. That's how old that game is. That was a good game, though. I don't think I
Yeah,
beat it.
Really good game.
Again, like, that game is not going to look that great. I'm asking for a remaster of Infamous 1 and 2, knowing they're not going to look that great, but I'll still play the crap out of them. So I like, it doesn't matter to me how they look.
Yeah. Well, that does it for that. Let us know what you guys want to see from the first half of this year from PlayStation. Let us know in our Discord, tweet at us. Just let us know where your heads are at and what you're thinking of the season, of the system now that we're a couple months in and we're a couple months into the beginning of the year. Just let us know your thoughts and what you want to see as far as PlayStation is concerned in the first half of 2021. All right, that's been episode 71 of the PlayStation Experience. We hope you enjoyed yourself. Please feel free to holler at us and give us a follow over on the Twitters at PlayStation XP. Stop by our blog at psvg.blog or the Discord at psvg.blog/discord and join us in all of our shenanigans there. Last but not least,
I have good news. This is episode
Patreon.
72.
72, whatever. Numbers are hard.
I'm now downloading Bully to the console.
There you go. I love that app. But yeah, be a part of our Patreon at patreon.com/PSVG. If you enjoy our content here, for $3 more, you'll get so much more. And with that, I'd like to give a special thank you to our Patreon producers, Michael Masick, Barry Cathcart, Edwin Callow, Nick Creature, Rude Days 93, Ben Moxham, Rob Emanuel, Nick Fall Harbor, Paul Calico, Kyle Heyman, Grouchy Surge, Chris M, myself, and Josh the Bonesaw Borboni. Thank you all for joining us in the journey that is PSVG. And with that, let the people know where they can find you, Miss Haley.
You can find me over on Twitter at ShepardZarel, apparently finding things that neither of you find. I did also find the tweet where the guy's asking for smell-o-vision for McCree, so that's...
Haley's on that dark web.
Your internet is a dangerous place.
You can find me on your game platform of choice at Haley Zarel. Shout out to June Dubs for actually sending a message when he added me on PlayStation. So that was nice. Because I continually get ads from porn bots, which, all right, cool. Don't want that.
You know, like have good time?
No, I don't like have good time. I will not click on that link that's gonna give my console a virus. Thanks. I'm hard pass. You can find me on twitch.tv/HaleyZarel. Again, like I said, streams are gonna be sporadic and I don't really have a time frame because I'm working on mandatory job stuff as part of, like, you know, trying to get a job, but also as part of, like, my mom's disability. I have mandatory sessions I have to follow since I don't have a job. So, you know, I would stream more consistently, but I'm kind of focused on all of that right now. So, which sucks because I met one of the guidelines for affiliate and I'd love to reach affiliate this year. I still need like 8 followers, but I finally reached, like, have a consistency of 3 viewers. So everything else would have just been like fall into place if I could get 8 viewers or 8 followers, sorry. But that's a thing for another day. Other than that, you can follow me on Tumblr if you want. It's haleyzarel.tumblr.com. And again, right now it's mostly like Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries and nonsense.
All right. And Delvin, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at Delvin_Cox. Check out the Delvin Cox Experience anywhere you get podcasts. And if you like superhero stuff, particularly superhero battles, check my appearance on Who Would Win Show, where I am the judge for Vision versus Samus. Very interesting battle.
I mean, that's a weird battle because Samus isn't a superhero, but yes.
She's a superhero in my book.
This show always does the unconventional battles in terms of what people think they want to see. Like, you're not going to hear Batman versus Superman on here.
Okay,
stuff like
hold
that.
on. I'm sorry. Unconventional. Didn't the show do Goku versus Superman?
Yeah, they did it as a joke. They did it as a joke for Stale September. Because people kept asking
Yeah,
for those battles. So they did.
I mean that had already been done like 100 times already before. Like it was
Yes.
ridiculous.
They
Yeah.
have one episode where they have Scooby Doo versus Michael Myers.
I hope Scooby wins.
I don't want to spoil the episode, but yeah, they've had that. They've had the Muppets versus Sesame Street. They always try to look outside the box.
I'm just taking the piss because it's fun. Like, I mean, like, you know, it's a very interesting concept to do as a podcast. So, you know,
yes,
like,
very much
props
so.
to them. So,
Very cool, very cool. And you can find me at Dad Ninja Dev pretty much everywhere. And if you're gonna add me on PSN, please let me know who you are, because I keep getting these random invites. I'm like, I don't know who you are. I'm not adding you.
Yeah.
Let me know.
You don't like have good
Just like
time?
they said.
yeah,
These don't seem to be those guys. It's weird, but
actually,
yeah.
sorry. Yes, I do get blank invites too, but this week I got one from a porn bot, so I felt the need to mention it because it's the first time in a while I've actually got a message from a porn bot. Like from like November to now, I haven't gotten one. I used to get them all the freaking time on PlayStation 4. It was like they were rampant over there, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
I don't know. You never got the messages say, "Do you play Call of Duty?" I play Call of Duty all the time. You look at their game list; they have no games at all. Not even Call of Duty. I'm like, how are you playing Call of Duty if you don't even have the game?
My favorite is the people who send me my favorite is the people who send me a close friend request, and I go to look at the friends so I know like who they're related to or like how they found me, and their friends are privated, so I've got no idea how they found me.
Yeah, yes. I got a couple of those. I'm just like, no.
Like, and also the last account that did that to me had no games. It was a brand new account, had no games listed on. I was like, I'm not. Who are you? I'm not adding you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no message. There's no nothing. You just sent me a blank close friend request. I'm not. I mean, yes. Again, I give my name out on the internet every week. Like, yes, but I mean, I don't know who you are. Yeah.
Who are you? Announce yourself when you come in the door.
Who are you?
Oh my god. Wild.
And with that, long live play.
This has been a production of the Play Some Video Games Podcast Network.